Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Hello there. How you doing? Who has joined the show? Who has enjoyed the show? Where are you? Share on your pages. Let everybody know that tonight is Thursday and we are here awakening the life within you, having conversations that, woo, they awaken the life within you. My name is Nokabi GK Kamau and I am your relationship coach. And today we are talking about the garbage man and the bag lady. And when I dished out this particular topic, everybody was curious. Oh, what does the bag man mean? What does the garbage lady mean? All that confusion, I'm here to clarify for you. And tonight we are going to have the most amazing conversation. So I want you to invite everybody, bring them on board, especially if you're a couple. If you're married, if you're engaged, if you're dating, bring your partner and come with your partner because tonight we are going to be learning the essentials of being in a healthy, constructive, meaningful relationships. And you know me, I'm all about authentic conversation. So we won't be sugarcoating nothing. We'll be addressing things as they are. So don't watch this show by yourself. Invite your family, invite your, especially your partner, and let's discuss this. If you're single, don't go anywhere because this will help you decide what kind of a partner do I want. Nataka kuchezea wapi? Where do I lie? Where do I stand? Because some of us get into relationships and we don't even know where we are from. So if you're joining this conversation, welcome, 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 welcome. And by the way, hit the comment section before you leave and let me know where you're watching me from, what the topic of tonight is about, and what are some of the things that came to your mind when you hear the topic of tonight. The garbage man and the bag lady. What came to your mind? What came to your mind? What do you think? What assumptions did you make? Oh my God, what conclusions did you make? What did you think was I going to talk about tonight as we get into this amazing conversation? So hit me in the comment section and let me know where you're watching from. And if you do share this live video on your platform, also let me know. I want to send a big shout out to you and an appreciation to you because that's a lot of love that you're showing me now. Let's get into our conversation tonight. And by the way, while I was watching the shows, I noticed that if I highlight what we are talking about in the down here, right there, if you're watching on your phone and what I'm saying is being transcribed, please forgive me. Maybe you can watch on a different platform. You'll be able to see the topic that we're discussing. So we are talking about the garbage man and the bag lady. And before we get into actually discussing the depth of the conversation, I want to explain what this topic is about. What was I thinking when we came up with this topic? Because I don't take credit for this thing. We came up together with Mr. BK. So this is what we were thinking. Normally, in our house, in our home, I put the paper bag, the garbage bag in the basket, the dustbin, and my husband takes out the garbage. So one of these fine days, a very interesting scenario happened. So the garbage, he took out the garbage, but I did not put the bag into the basket. So my husband kept on accumulating all the uchafus. So I asked him, babe, why don't you just put why don't you just put the bag? Why don't you just put the bag? I mean, just put the bag. So he goes like, no, no. I'm the garbage man. You're the bag lady. And that is where this conversation is coming from. And I remember sitting there thinking, I have two choices here. I can choose to laugh at this particular scenario, or I can choose to make a fuss about it. I can go like, is this the gender role issue that we have in relationships? Is this the confusion, the gender role conversation? And by the way, if you haven't seen my live conversation on gender roles, please check out my YouTube channel. You'll be able to see an amazing show on gender roles. So this is not what that topic is about. So I'm standing there and I'm thinking, I have two options. I can either overreact, I can laugh about it and brush it off, or I can turn this into an issue. I can actually turn this small thing into an issue. So I say, so you're the garbage man and I'm the bag lady. So I go get the bag and I put it in the dustbin and I puff it out nicely and lay it out nicely. And I go like, so put the garbage in the bag. And it's like everyone's like, no, no. When I'm the garbage man, what that means is that I get to pick the garbage and take it out to the trash. So you also need to clean up all these things and put them in the bag. So I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, kuna short change hapa. There's something that isn't working right. So then again, later on, we sit and we have the conversation. I go like, so what other things are they your responsibility and are not my responsibility? What other things happen in this house that you do that I don't do, or they automatically by default we just leave them to each other. I don't know as a couple whether you have some of those things that you do, right? That you know that yours is to put the clothes in the washing machine and to run the machine. And that's also another example that we have in our home. I organize the clothes because if I don't pile them, if I don't organize them, he'll put everything in the machine. He'll put the jeans together with the tops, together with the jackets, together with the towels, together. Oh my god, together with the bed sheets. So you put everything together into the machine. So normally I'll organize them. I'll put the jeans in the basket in the cloth basket. I'll put the jeans huku chini. I'll put the dresses and the tops at the center. I'll put the t-shirts, the blouses, and the shirts juu kabisa, so that when he's speaking, the pile just goes into the machine and it fits and he runs the machine without necessarily having to arrange. Now, once he's run the machine, I have to get the clothes from the lines and I have to fold the clothes. The garbage man and the bag lady. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, so yeah, we have kind of like a system or like a routine under which we work on. So it begins to make sense to me. So, and I want to discuss this with couples and I want to hear which are some of the things that in your family they just run automatically. They go like a pair of scissors. Oh my God, I forgot my prop. I was to bring a pair of scissors, but not to worry, they're not so far away. They're very close to me. What some of the things in your house that work like a pair of scissors that you do and your partner does, and together you're able to achieve something? I have given you an example of my home. I've talked about garbage, putting on the garbage paper and throwing out the trash. I don't know the last time I ever just picked up the trash and took it outside. And because we live in a flat, you really have to take the trash to the gate. It's a lot of work. And the trash stays for a week because they pick it every Wednesday. So the trash is like this. So kubeba your trash ni kazi mingi. So he always just goes down with the trash. And then I thought about the machine, running of the machine and washing of the clothes. And maybe you might not have a machine and maybe you're wondering, what is this, all this trash thing this mama is talking about? Which are some of the things? Let me know in the comment section that you do and your partner does by default without realizing. Ladies, do you polish your husband's shoes? Is it your responsibility? Do you always find yourself polishing your husband's shoes? And I want to encourage you to stay tuned to this particular session because at the end of this conversation, I have a twist to this conversation that's just going to blow your mind and bring this whole thing into context. Now, let's get on to our first point of discussion. As a couple, and you do need to share responsibilities and do things together, there are key things that work very well for couples or people who are dating or people who are together indeed. And one of the main things that I find to work very nicely is companionship. And basically companionship is being your friend, is being a friend to your partner. That's what companionship is. Companionship is being a friend. For me, I understand, there's companionship of we live together. I'm not lonely because you're there. And it doesn't matter whether you're fighting or we are disagreeing. I never get to be alone in the house because you're always there with me. But for me, companionship is more of being a friend to your partner. So when you bring in this aspect of companionship, of being a friend, what are some of the things that you do with your friends? You hang out with your friends, you go for drinks with your friends. If you take alcohol, if you're a non-alcoholic person like me, then you don't get to go for drinks. You go for outings, you plan road trips. What are some of the things that you do with your friends that illustrate companionship, friendship, togetherness, oneness? What are some of those things that you do with your friends that bring you together, that make you work like a pair of scissors? Because today we are learning about the garbage man and the bag lady. What part? This is the garbage man, this is the bag lady. And there's this thing that is called marriage or called a relationship or called commitment that makes the thing work together and makes each person participate the way they are expected to participate. So here we are, as we continue with our conversation, we are also looking at companionship in the sense of being empathetic with your partner. And when I'm thinking about this, or when I'm trying to have this conversation with you, what comes to my mind when it comes to empathy? Couples wonder, why should I have empathy towards my partner? They're the people who piss you off the most. They're the ones who press the Colgate at the center, like, as in, consistently. You keep telling this guy, please do not press, please do. You've reached a point you're like, okay, kila mtu atumie Colgate yake kwa hii nyumba. There are these people who just consistently, when they brush their hair, as in they brush their hair like this, these two hairs are all over. I don't know whether I'm the only one, or are there gentlemen? Let me know in the comment section. Are these things you experience with your partner? These are the things that you find all over. Like now my dress area, my dress code area has a lot of these hairs because I've been combing my hair for the last maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So are these some of the things that you face with your partner? Do you have that partner who always brushes their teeth karibu na kio hivi, and they keep on splashing their Colgate on that kio? You keep wiping it after them and telling them, "Oh my God, please just pull your face away from the mirror. What would it cost you to brush your teeth away? Do you have to look at your teeth as you're brushing them?" These are some of the things we're talking about when we talk about empathy, and we talk about companionship, partnership of working together, the bagman, the garbage man, and the bag lady is our conversation tonight. We are looking at some of these things that we work together and they work so well. They function so well, like a pair of scissors or a twang or a twing or a pliers, or some of those things that come together and they press and they have such an amazing effect. So I was looking at the issue of the toilet seat. Oh my God. The issue of the toilet. This is a real issue in marriage. By the way, it can make you not have conjugal rights in marriage. The toilet seat issue, as in you're the man, when you go to pee, you pull the seat up and you leave it up. And the lady, when you go to pee, you put the seat down and you leave it down. Why can't we just agree on how these things work? The garbage man and the bag lady is what we are talking about tonight. And we're going to be looking at some of the things that we can apply, or some of the skills, or some of the elements that we can bring into the relationship that will help us have a better relationship with our partner, experience a more fulfilling and meaningful relationship with our partner, and kind of take some of these responsibilities to heart and allow them to not be part of an issue, but to become a part of enjoyment in that particular relationship. And some of these elements we're talking about is compassion, being a friend to your partner. When you become a friend to your partner, I did a counseling session with a couple, I think, three or four months ago. And when I asked them, "Are you friends?" They both went, "No," like they didn't have to think about it. They just went like, "No, we are not friends." And in my mind, I was thinking, then why are you married? And I asked them, "So how did you get married? How did you start dating if you're not friends? You didn't start from a point of just being friends." They said, "No, we met, one thing led to another. We got pregnant, and here we are. They have 3 children now." And they're not friends, and they've been married. They were almost in their 13th or 15th year of marriage. And I asked them, in the 15 years of living together and enduring and tolerating some of those things that I'm talking about, somebody who sleeps with one leg across the bed, as in they just can't sleep on their side, they have to sleep where you are. Yani, you've lived with this person and you've never taken time to develop that relationship, which are some of the things that stand in between developing the relationship. So bear with me. There's somewhere I'm going with this garbage man and the bag lady conversation. So here we are. And I was looking at, why aren't they friends? What's lacking in that particular relationship and what's causing them to not be friends? And one of the things that I realized is the companionship. They're not able to come together and work together. They're not able to come together and go beyond the father of my children or the mother of my children, or the title my wife and the title my husband, because these titles kind of come with some level of expectation, some level of pressure that this person is your partner in this way, and so you feel like because they're your husband you can't play with them, because they're your wife you can't crack jokes with them, because they're your wife you can do some stuff with them. But if you have companionship, if you have that friendship, then you don't have a problem of sneaking around and running around and doing stuff and playing with this person. But the most important thing about companionship goes together hand in hand with empathy. And why did I put these two things together? Number one, we are very empathetic towards our friends. If a friend of mine was to call me and tell me, "Hey, Nyokabi, where are you? Man, I'd like to hang out with you. I'm feeling kind of low. I'm feeling some type of way." Even if I had like what kind of a tight schedule, depending on the level of friendship with this person, I'll always be empathetic with them, and I'll go like, "Oh, I need to eat a jar of ice cream with this person. I need to go eat chapatis and grow fat with this person, so that I can help them to get out of that particular situation." But when it comes to couples, we lack the aspect of companionship, and therefore empathy kind of doesn't come into. And the empathy bit, when I talk about empathy, I'm talking about the ability of putting yourself in the shoes of the person that you're with and beginning to understand where they're coming from. And a good illustration of the same is examples that I gave at the beginning of this conversation. I talked about this toilet seat, the issue of the toilet seat, the major issue of the toilet seat in relationships and in marriage settings. where the gentleman leaves the seat up and the lady leaves the seat down. But if you have empathy, the ability to put yourself in the shoes of your partner, to also reflect back and look at yourself and say, oh, wow, I too leave the seat down. Like, why don't I remember to put the seat up for them? Because you think, or your default setting is you will probably go to the toilet before them. So you'll end up being the one who's bringing the seat down. See where I'm going with this conversation? The back lady and the garbage lady. You know which role you play and how you play it and why you play it. But within that role or within that participation in the relationship, there's an aspect of companionship, there's an aspect of empathy, so that even when you're dealing with issues with your partner, when you're dealing with matters with your partner, you begin to deal with them from that kind of a point. So allow me to go to our next point, because time is not on our side and I really want to go to the comment section, because I can see there's a lot happening in the comment section. So don't forget to leave your comments right there in the comment section. I'll be coming there and we'll be discussing them. Now, when it comes to the garbage man and the bag lady, we are addressing the issue of respect. And I want just to dwell a little bit on this part of respect. Respect means something different to me, and respect means something different to you, and respect means something different to your partner. It is very paramount and very key that you find out what respect means to your partner, because respect could mean that if they ask you to do something, you do it. You could do it now, you could do it tomorrow, you could do it after an hour. The period may not matter to that person and they still feel respected. There's somebody else, if they ask you to do something and you don't do it within the time frame that they have set in their mind, then they feel that you're being disrespectful. They feel like you're not taking that thing that they have asked you to do with the weight that it deserves. And so the issue of respect comes in. Women, we have the issue of respect. We too want to be respected. I don't know why, when all people who bloggers and vloggers and people who talk on social media and people who talk about relationships never mention the issue of respect for women. Women also want to be respected, but women want to be respected differently from the way men want to be respected. Now, allow me to illustrate this a little bit to help us understand the concept of the garbage man and the bag lady. When it comes to respect for women, the what makes a woman feel respected is the way you treat her in terms of loving, which is attention, affection, touch, any of those love languages that women are deemed to, or the way you address them in terms of the way they look. If I put on a makeup, most gentlemen will go like, why are you wearing so much makeup? Where are you going? Why do you need makeup? You're beautiful the way you are. Well, if you had started with the beautiful, you are beautiful the way you are, I prefer you. Natural is different from where you wearing so much makeup. You don't look good in makeup, you look better natural. That whole thing doesn't sound nice. And it sounds like you don't respect me as a person and you don't respect what I'm doing, because I'm a grown up. If I choose to color my eyes blue, I mean, I'm a grown up. I chose. I don't know whether you're seeing where I'm coming from with this issue of respect. Another illustration of how women want to be respected. If you're going to be unfaithful, if you have to cheat, if you have to have an extramarital affair, hide it. Work as hard as you can. Like those people who go to the mines and mine gold. Work as hard as you can and sweat to hide that infidelity away from your partner. Because when you show that infidelity to your wife, then the issue of disrespect comes in. And I want to illustrate how much that becomes an issue of disrespect, because this person begins to wonder, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? What's happening to me? What am I doing physically or internally or emotionally that's causing this person to do this for me? Maybe I'm not beautiful enough. Maybe he doesn't like my hair. Maybe he doesn't like the way I do one, two, three things. That's why it's causing them to disrespect me. So the issue of respect is needed in both parties. Is needed in the man and is needed in the woman. All right. Another issue for men of respect, and I gave the illustration of if they ask you to do something and you do it, then you've respected them. And if you address them with respect, you don't raise your voice, you don't shout at them, you don't use the tone. The tone actually is a really big issue when it comes to issue to respect to men. The way you talk about them is also very important to them. And then it comes back again to the issue of respect. The way you carry yourself and present yourself before your friends. And this is where you will see guys going, oh, so hii dress code yangu anasema na disrespect because it's illustrating something. Your his wife is a kind of a level that they want to relate with you, right? So here we are. We come to the part about commitment. Again, commitment for women illustrates respect. It means you respect her and you value her. And by the way, if I'm talking about respect and you're a lady and you're watching this podcast and you're watching this show rather, and you're thinking, wow, I didn't know that that is what respect means to me, hit me in the comment section and let me know what stands out to you about this issue of respect in a relationship. Because most women don't know, unless you're choleric, unless you're a choleric personality, most women don't know they want to be respected in relationships. They think they want to be loved, they want affection, they want attention, they want quality time together. But 99% of women, I can guarantee right now, just want to be respected. So what is that respect to you? Let me know in the comment section. So another thing is communication. So these three things, they go together. You communicate effectively with somebody who you respect. You commit yourself to seeing through the agreement or the agenda to somebody who you respect. You can't say that you're committed and you don't respect me. You can't say that you're communicating and at the same time you're not respectful. What am I trying to say? You can communicate but be disrespectful. But effective communication is, and I always say this if you watch my shows on YouTube, I always say that communication is hearing what the other person is saying the way they are saying it, right? I could say good morning and you could hear good morning, good morning, good morning. You could hear it depending on your state. When I say your state, I mean your emotional state, I mean your mental state, I mean your financial state, I mean the way you're perceiving things or the relationship that we are at. If we are happy and I said good morning to you, however I said it will still sound like good morning. If you're in the middle of a heated conflict or a heated disagreement, if I said good morning, you'll hear it in that tone of that heated conversation. So communication is very important, that you hear what the other person is saying the way they are saying it. And one way to find out that you're hearing what the other person is saying the way they're saying it is to ask a follow-up question. For example, you can ask me, Nyokabi, what you're saying is that if in order for me to communicate effectively, I need to hear what the other person is saying the way they are saying it. So you can paraphrase it to confirm from the person who is communicating what you're saying. The reason why I say that respect, commitment, and communication go together, they're like credit and SIM card, haziwachanangi, is because you communicate with respect and with empathy. Don't forget the two things we learned at the beginning. You communicate with respect to your friends. If it's somebody who you value and you want in your life, you're very careful about the things that you say to them. I don't know whether you've ever realized that you never raise your voice at your boss, despite how disrespectful they become. You never raise your voice at somebody who's giving you money or an opportunity, either business opportunity or employment opportunity. You never raise your voice or lose your cool or lose your temper in a situation where you're very keen to salvage the situation or to keep the relationship in check. Like now, for example, if the president of this country was to call you and call you all manner of names, I'm sure you would sit there and listen quietly and not even respond. You would go to vent to your friend, but you wouldn't directly respond, and depending on the level of the relationship that you have, because the opportunity and the self-interest that's there comes higher than the need to lose respect for the situation, right? So we come back to the issue of the garbage man and the bag lady. So there always has to be this person who is playing this role, either collecting the garbage and taking it out, and there has to be this person who prepares the bag where the garbage has to come in. In the relationship, one has to take one for the team. Yani, there's always that one person who has to take one for the team. And if we employ some of these skills that we are learning here tonight, they will really, really help you into developing and growing a healthy and meaningful relationship with your partner. And before I go into the comment section, I just want to give you a little bit preview of what we are going to be talking about next. We are going to be talking about accountability, vulnerability, and trust. Again, these are three things that have to work together. My goodness, you cannot be in a relationship and you're saying, Ati, I'm not accountable, and you expect the person to trust you. You have to be accountable. You have to be open. It's like an accountant saying, I'm not going to show you my books, but I expect you to trust that the books are in order. I expect you to know that your money is safe. Those rich people who trust accountants and don't ask for accountability, they always end up in shit. They are the ones who later discover 10 years later that they're bankrupt. All their assets have been liquidated without their knowledge. Taxes, they have been evading taxes the whole time they've been making money. And the best people to illustrate this kind of guys are footballers, are Hollywood actors, these guys who make lots of money from something and they employ managers to manage these resources. The reason why they find themselves in such dire situations in the long run, and most of them end up broke, is because they trust without accountability. They trust with more of vulnerability without accountability. So the three have to work together in a relationship. Woo! The three have to work together: accountability, vulnerability, and trust. They're like this credit and SIM card, as you wachanangi. Without credit, you can't make calls. Without a SIM card, you can't make calls. You need both to make a phone call. And by the way, you need a phone. So they're like that. Credit, SIM card, na simu. You can't do without the other. You can't take a SIM card like this at and make a phone call. No. So you can't take the credit like this and make a phone call without the SIM card. So accountability, vulnerability, and trust, these are three elements in a relationship that have to work together. So before we continue, allow me to go into the comment section and just find out what you guys are saying up in here. So we're going to start from the top coming down. So I'll be looking like this because my laptop is on my right. So we have Victoria Nikada who's saying, you look so stunning, first of all. Oh, darling, thank you. It's my weakness. I can't help it. Oh. Anyway, to God be the glory. Thank you so much. Ooh. Oh, I should have highlighted that. Sorry. So we have that. Who is Victoria? Who is saying you are looking stunning, first of all. Thank you, darling. Ooh, I can't help it. My goodness. Today is one of those days that you just wake up feeling stunning. We still have Victoria who is saying that I cook with my friends. Excellent. These are some of the things that we were discussing. What do you do with your friends? What do you do with your friends? Cooking is one of the things that whenever you have an event, you always decide, oh, you'll be cooking rice. Or it's called a potter's event. Bring pots event, you'll bring fish, you'll bring chicken, you'll bring rice, and together with your friends, you cook and you experiment. You bake. What do you do with your partner? We have here, oh yeah. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, I like it. I like it so much. There's some guys in the background who are doing some amazing things with transcripts. I like it. I like it so much. Oh, it's amazing. Oh, it's so awkward for me to read it myself, but it's amazing. So let's have somebody else who is saying, Winnie, we have Wangare who is saying, hi, I'm in Leo. Mnapatikana, tuko, watu wakuje, let everybody know that we are here having the show. Let everybody know. We are Victoria saying respect is very important. Very true. Respect is very important. And I want the ladies who are here, Kina Winnie, everybody, Kina Wangari who are here, let me know in the comment section, what does respect mean to you? When you hear that a woman needs to be respected, what does it mean to you? And the gentlemen that are there, also hit there in the comment section and let me know, what does respect to you mean to you? Or you can even give me examples of actions or activities or responses that illustrate respect to you. So here we are. We have Wangari who is saying, respect for my guy is mastering and practicing my partner's love language. So that is what is respect to them. You master it and you practice it. What I hear you say, Wangari, is that you not only just need to know what the love language of your partner is, your partner needs you to actually master it. They need to develop ways of communicating that love language, clever ways of illustrating the love language. Like for example, and let me know in the comments if I'm capturing what you're saying, because here we are learning about effective communication. What the word mastering for me means learning different ways of doing the same thing. For example, if their love language is gifting, you can gift by buying a particular gift. Like now, for example, you can buy this kind of a pattern and probably give it to your partner as a gift. Or maybe there are people who like watches like me. I love watches, so my partner is always buying me watches and giving me amazing watches. So there you are. You can find another way. When it comes to mastership, it means you master the art of communicating this love language. Maybe you can develop another way of gifting. Maybe you can gift with a stripper pole in the bedroom. That would be a gift if their love language is a gift, and you can strip and swing on this. I'm just saying, developing the mastering the art of the love language. Practicing it is very important. To practice what you learn. It is one thing to learn something and keep it at the back of your mind. Wisdom is the ability to implement the knowledge that you have. So you have to be someone who practices the love language. If it is gifting, you have to be gifting. If it is quality time together, you have to create that time. And time is created, ladies and gentlemen. Time is created. If we said that time happens automatically, that if I go home to my partner, then we have spent quality time together, wrong. That's not quality time together. So you're not speaking the love language. And that's why I love this part about mastering. Because if it's quality time together with this person, then it means that you intentionally and purposefully create time to be together with this person, to illustrate love to them and to speak love to them. Like, I have created time to sit here and speak to you in English, in a language that you probably understand, in a language that you probably hear. If I was to sit here and speak in my mother tongue, I would still have created time. I'll still be speaking, but what I'll do, I'll not be communicating to the targeted audience. So it's very important that we practice the love languages that we know. As for me, it's all things attention all the time. And attention could mean the person writing you messages. It could mean the person calling you. It could mean the person when they are with you, they are with you. You know, they are present in the moment, like they put the phone down. And let me know in the comment section if this is what we are saying. Let me know in the comment section right there, so that I know that yes, we are effectively communicating. We are effectively communicating right there. So let me know. So we are on to our next comment, which is saying, oh, I lost it. Ooh, here we are. We have Wangare, who is saying that very good topic, by the way. Oh, thank you, darling. I really appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying it and learning so much. Let me know in the comment section what you're learning. I'll appreciate that. We have Victoria, who is saying, what are you saying, Victoria? Where are you? It means I am heard, I am understood, I am loved, and I am valued. Respect means that you have been heard, that what you're saying has been taken to ear. Respect means that you have been understood. It's very important in communication to be understood, because you could communicate and not be understood. You could communicate and be misunderstood. You could communicate and the context of what you're communicating can be taken out of context. So it's very important to be understood. I am loved. And being loved, for me, I feel this is a very powerful statement, because being loved means either the person is speaking your love language or they're doing something that makes you feel loved. And these are the things we want to talk about in this particular show. So I have another comment right here before we go back to our conversation right there, which is saying, oh, yes, you're right, tuko hapa sasa. You should see me agreeing physically. I think she's there. She's nodding like this as the conversation is going, that we are effectively communicating. So I really like what's happening there in the comment section. I'm really enjoying what's happening right there in the comment section. So allow us to go back to our conversation right here, where we were talking about accountability, vulnerability, and trust. Now, I just want to say something small about this before I move on to our next part of the conversation about trust. If you are in a relationship with your partner and the trust has been broken, because trust is like a glass. I had thought about all these props and I didn't remember to bring them. When you bring back the glass together, it always shows those cracks that it was broken. It never goes back to its wholesome. And that's why it's very important, if you're in a relationship, to ensure that you don't break the trust of your partner, because they can never really trust you fully again. And it's unrealistic and unfair to expect them to. The cracks of the mistrust will always show. The questions of where are you, what were you doing, have you started having an affair again, they'll always pop up in the relationship, right? So what happens in this kind of a thing, to rebuild that trust, the key thing that is needed is accountability. You have to be vulnerable with your partner. You have to allow them into your world. You have to open up into their space. If vulnerability means letting them have access to your phone, then if that's what it takes to build trust. And the most important thing, whenever I'm dealing with couples who are experiencing infidelity, I normally ask the affected party or the infidelity survivor, I ask them, what would it take for you to move past that particular situation? And some of the things that these people mention is, I want access, I want accountability, I want to know where he is, I want to know what he's doing, I want to know what his time is coming. If he says he's coming at 8 and he gets late by 10 or 15 minutes, excuse me, he explains why he's late to those 10 minutes. Where was he? Why did he delay? So those are some of the things that help to rebuild trust in relationship. Depending on the area, you have to effect and bring in these two things: accountability and vulnerability. Vulnerability in the sense that you have to be at the mercies of your partner, right? Vulnerability in the sense that you have to accept that you're wrong, because what is wrong to you isn't necessarily wrong to me. So what is hurtful to me, you may not see it as being hurtful. So the aspect of vulnerability comes in by accepting and saying, yeah, I agree with you, that is hurtful and it should not have happened, and I apologize for it. So trust, vulnerability, and accountability, credit and SIM card, haziachanangi, they go together hand in hand, hand in hand. Haziachani, haziachani. So here we are, continuing with our conversation tonight. If you're enjoying the conversation, hit me in the comment sections and let me know. Now we are in the half beat part of this show, and this is the twist that I wanted to bring into the garbage man and the bag lady. And now, woo, without any further ado, allow me to introduce the twist to this conversation. So I am talking about clean, declutter, and organize. Woo! My goodness. You know the thing about I love this? The thing I love most about this part of this conversation, woo, is this part. It just makes my hair stand at the back of my head. Or it's supposed to be the other way around. The hairs in the back of my head stand the back. Kizungu ilikuja na meli. So I'm sure you understand what I mean or what I am talking about. So when we talk about cleaning and decluttering, what are we talking about? What comes to your mind? I want you to imagine a dirty kitchen that has dirty utensils, dirty floors. I want you to imagine the containers that you normally store your foods with, like your rice containers, your spice containers, your what containers, all those plates, those special plates that are for visitors that you don't use unless a particular visitor has come to visit, who I don't know who they are and they never really come to visit. Those plates that you've stored somewhere at a place and you've kept them. Every day you use that particular jar, but you've never really taken note that this particular place has become dirty. That sunscreen that you bought when you were going to Mombasa like 5 years ago, and now you no longer use it and it's still part of your makeup kit. I want you to think about cleaning in that aspect. I want you to think about your closet. There's the time that you were a size 4 or a size 6 or a size 8, and now you're a size 14. And your favorite t shirt or your favorite shirt or your favorite dress or your favorite, I don't know, pair of shoes is still there in that particular closet. And it's not just one. Hey, unaweza fungua duka ya mtumba with all those things that you have. I want you to think about the blue band containers, the plastic containers that you have stored in your kitchen that you don't use, that you think that someday, just one fine morning, I will find a use for this plastic container. I want you to think about that belt that has chipped, imetoka huku kote, hakuna kitu imeisha, or that necklace that ilivunjika the back, but because you loved it so much, you've never thrown it away. Woo! Cleaning, decluttering, and organizing. The beauty about cleaning is that it removes dirt, it removes uncleanliness, it removes uchafu. It cleans the surface and makes the surface clean, and it becomes enjoyable. If this cup of mine was dirty, I would not be able to hold it up like this. Like, it could show the uchafu, it could show all those things. So cleaning it we take a lot of pride and freshness from cleaning, right? So if you're there and you're thinking, what has the garbage man and the bag lady got to do with cleaning? And I've mentioned very specific things in this particular conversation. And I want you now to take your mind away from that and bring it into the relationship. What are some of those two habits that you have that are so chaotic and so problematic but they are there and you just can't get rid of them. Yani, you can't put them in the garbage and you can't allow your partner to take them out of the relationship. You just keep on holding on to them. You don't want to open a new chapter and bring in a new garbage paper. You just want to get stuck with the same garbage, the same crap, the same issues, the same situations, the same complaints that your partner is always complaining about. You do this, you do that, you call me names, you insult me, you spend the time out. Again, I had a session with a particular couple of this particular lady. She always comes home at 3 a.m. in the morning. And when we first started the session, I told her, rule number one is that you have to come home the same day. You can't go home the next day. When you're a woman with 5 children, I mean, you can't come home the next day. The laxity of that, you should have done that when you were young. You can't come home the next day. I mean, what are you teaching your daughters? What are you teaching your sons? That people don't go home until the next day. So I told her, rule number one is that you have to come home before midnight. Every single night, you have to come home before midnight. And this lady consistently came home at 3 a.m. And the husband was telling me, my God, I have had it up to my throat with this thing of this person coming home at 3 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning, 5. Where is she coming from? You know, there's even curfew. Where is she even coming from? Why do you even find these clubs that are open at those hours when there's curfew? But you know, these two habits are the ones we're talking about that we need to clean. That spice container that has your ginger and your garlic or your cumin that you rarely use. Na hapa imekuwa chafu. Even the one you use, the garlic powder, the one that you use every day, but you never put it in the sink and clean. Those are the things that we are talking about when it comes to cleaning. Woo! When it comes to decluttering, oh, I'm becoming my own fan. When it comes to decluttering, is the removal of that sunscreen you bought 2 years ago or 3 years ago when you are going to Mombasa and you no longer use. And because ilibaki nusu, you don't want to throw away that container. You piled the sunscreen, the lotion, the powder, the sijui what, zimejaa tu hapo kwa dress code. They are right there. Those two hizo plastics za sijui za Blue Band, sijui za Kimbo, sijui, yani you piled them up. You even have a special drawer for them in the kitchen that one day you will find use for them. These are the things that we want to declutter out of our relationships. That person, that ex of yours that you keep chatting with, you know, kwa inbox yako, you keep telling, hey, you've been quiet, what's up? And then mnanyamaziana, unamweka kwa draw. You stay for 2 years. Then you go back, hey, you're still there. Yani, you're still stuck in that space of that one day I might have use for this person. These are the things that we want to declutter. Organizing is putting things into category and putting things into aspect. When we first started this show at minute 2 or minute 3 of this particular conversation, I said that the issue of the garbage paper and the garbage removal, I had a choice to either come in and make a major issue out of it, or to just choose to take it as it is and actually develop the kind of content that we are having on tonight. And I want you to hit me in the comment sections and let me know what areas in your life do you need to clean? Do you need to declutter? Do you need to reorganize, especially when it comes to relationships? Do you need to clean the kind of people that you want to date, or the people you're attracted to, or the people that pull you closer to them? Do you need to clean out your phone book of those people who call you at midnight? They only text you for booty calls, and you, with all your wisdom, knowing that it's a booty call, take a shower, get dressed, and head there, and then you get offended when actually you end up being intimate with this person. God damn it. What did I do? Right? Do you need to clean? Do you need to block that person? Do you need to clean those things out of your life? Do you need to clean a particular habit that always ends you up in trouble with yourself and with the people around you, or the people who love you? Do you need to declutter? Now, I want to give you a tactic and a skill of cleaning, decluttering, and organizing. And I'll put these things in that way for a particular reason. Now, the first thing about cleaning is to bring out, if you want to clean underneath the seats or you want to clean the cabinets, you have to bring everything out of that space so that you can be able to reach at those places where you never clean. So to bring out some of those issues that you really struggle with in your relationship or in your marriage, like now the issue of Colgate, the issue of splashing Colgate on the mirror or squeezing Colgate in the middle, the issue of leaving the seat on top and not putting it down, the issue of those issues that really press at your brain, they really press at you and they really bug you. And I want you to take out just a book and write them down. Write them down, put them into a pile, and then pile them. Pile them into a discard pile them into a keep pile, and pile them into a giveaway pile. What do I mean? A discard pile is a pile that you totally want to get rid of. Put in the garbage and throw out the garbage, right? Put them in the garbage bin and throw out in the garbage. For example, if you were to use clothes to illustrate this, what I'm talking about, and you have those clothes that you know you will never fit, you will never be a size 6 again. Mama, dude, we both know. We both, let's come to that. You will not be a size 6 again. You know these clothes will not fit you. You know you love this shirt very much, but imeraruka. Put it in the garbage pile and actually throw it out, because you can give it to somebody and you can use it for anything. So throw it out and then pile what you have actually. If you have anything you haven't worn between 3 months, I mean, seriously, 90 days you haven't worn this item, put it in the giveaway pile and give it away. And the ones that you want to retain are things that you actually enjoy using and things that you actually enjoy wearing. So the same thing happens in a relationship. Pile the challenges that you experience in that marriage. Put them into compartments. Put them into the discard compartment if it's the issue of arguing unnecessarily. And I know by them it's always good to self-reflect. You know, this is a self-care month. We are talking, and we're almost coming to the end of it. September is always coming to an end. It's a self-care month. We have been talking about a lot of self-assessment and looking back at your life and looking at things. You know that habit. Just put it in the garbage pile and put it in a habit is learned and it can also be unlearned. If it is coming home late, if it is starting your alcohol before 10 a.m. in the morning, my God, put it in the garbage pile and throw it out. My goodness, throw it out. Right? And then you can take the pile that you want to give away. Some of the things that you feel that these things, they can be useful to somebody else, but you're not useful to me. For example, I could want to give out this sweater. It's a beautiful sweater. I love it. So if I wanted to give out this sweater, I'd look for somebody who would actually fit in this sweater. So there are things that you have learned in that relationship. They don't work for you anymore, but they're still good, that you can give them out to somebody else. By saying, you know, for me, I tried this particular thing and it didn't work, but maybe it might work for you. Those are the things that you want to give out. And there's the keep, the things that you use every single day that make the relationship work, that keeps the machine cutting, that keeps the two of you and your partner work. Commitment, dedication, communication, empathy, companionship, the things that you want to keep and put them in a pile and actually begin to master them and practice them. Thank you, girl, for that one. Begin to master them and practice them and keep on keeping them in the relationship. Now, the organizing bit is, if you have clothes and you have belts, you have ties, you have shoelaces, you have necklaces, you can't take all these things and put them in one basket, because it will be impossible to find the laces, to find the necklaces, to find what you need. So what helps you to find what you need at a particular time is organizing. So you organize your way of life. You organize your evening before you get home. How do you organize your evening? You plan what you're going to do. Don't just randomly just live life, come home and just randomly move about your life. If you organize your evening or if you organize your day, then you'll find that you'll always put place and space for your partner. You'll always find time to put things that you value and your partner values into the particular program. So you'll not be ignorant. I have a particular couple that I really admire. They have 9 children. Part of the reason why I really admire them is because they have 9 children. And by 9 in the night, 9 usiku, every person is at their place and it's their time to do a movie as a couple and to do something together. They'll sometimes wait until that 9 and they'll eat together. So I used to wonder this routine. How do they form this routine that by 9 everybody is out of the sitting room? By 9 everybody has gone to sleep. Everybody has eaten. Everybody is done with the kitchen. Everybody is done with the sitting room, and they have been left there. the two of them. And I really wondered how that routine came about. And I asked her, so how did you come up with this routine? And she told me, I just organized the day. I organized that dinner is eaten at 7. The dishes are cleaned. If you've not eaten your dinner by 7:30, you don't eat dinner. So everybody knows that every evening, if you want to eat dinner in that house, you eat at 7:30. So if you come later than 7:30, you come home because some of them are older, they're 22 and 25, then it means you don't want to eat dinner. You can't go into the main house and start opening doors and mom and dad is in the sitting room. So organizing life like that and putting things in place actually helps you to do what you value the most. So for me, I'll put things into categories. Socks, they go together. But I don't just put socks together. I put my work socks, my ankle socks, my doll socks, my sleeping socks into their own files and into their own compartments. It's very important to do that so that even when you're coming to have an argument or a disagreement with your partner, when you're coming to have a discord with your partner, then you can go cleaning the conversation by effective communication. You say that I look fat. Is that what you meant? That I have added weight? You're cleaning the conversation. Where there's a miscommunication, there begins to have a communication clarity, right? Higher, you begin to declutter where there was, oh, I felt like this, I felt like this, I went like this, I did like this. You begin to declutter that space. And now you get to the place now you begin to organize your thoughts and bring them together. And you're able to effectively articulate what is it that is affecting you or that is making you feel the way you're feeling. So it is very important as a couple to know who is the garbage man and who is the bag lady, in the sense that who puts out the garbage more and who puts in the bag. So, who plays which role in the relationship that keeps the wheels of the relationship moving? So, neither of the other neglects the other. And would you ever switch the roles to help the other person feel like they are participating equally in the relationship? Because also, if the person feels I am always taking out the garbage and I'm always putting out the paper, so the person who is doing what they're doing, they will always feel like they're bringing more into the relationship, right? Because if you look at it, the person who picks up the garbage, takes it all the way outside, is actually can feel and should feel, and the feeling of feeling that they are doing more is actually valid because they are lifting the heavy weight, they are picking up the garbage that has weight, carrying it down and covering a distance to go and put it where the garbage needs to be, and then come back. But the person who does the paperwork, who picks the paper, puts the paper in the garbage bin, and leaves it there, the other person may not feel like the person is equally participating in the spin of the wheel. But if you exercise companionship and you exercise empathy, you realize that even vehicles, they have four wheels. And those four wheels participate in the moving of the vehicle. But there are rear wheels that actually play more role because it is of Vuta, it is of Rudisha, it is of Kajang. This is what I'm trying to say in the garbage man and the bag lady, that every person in the relationship plays a role and is quite significant to the other. None is more important than the other. The most thing to learn out of this conversation, or your carry home or your take home from this, is how to clean that particular situation that you're in, to declutter it, to remove the confusion and get rid of what isn't part of that particular conversation. Like for example, if I was to get into an argument or into a dispute with you and I started reminding you an issue of 3 years ago, I clearly need to declutter, right? I clearly need to bring out that issue out of that particular issue because we should have dealt with that one that happened 3 years ago, and not now. And I again need to reorganize and separate the 3 year ago issue and the today issue to help me develop a meaningful argument. And these are the things that we are learning. So as we come to the end of the conversation tonight, let me know, what are you learning the most and what has stood out for you and what has been the most amazing thing that you have experienced. Now, I want to invite all of you to follow me on social media at Awakening the Life Within You on Facebook, Nyokabi GK Kamau on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, although I'm very, very active on Twitter, on TikTok, all those social media platforms. I am there. Follow me and let me know what you're learning from the conversation tonight and the conversations before, and what stood out for you and why. So without any further ado, allow me to head on to the comment sections right here. One Wagare is saying, oh yes, you are right, tuko hapo pamoja. We had that one before. Oh, I have a very big challenge in reading comments that are in Kiswahili. I get that tongue of oh my God. And Victoria is not here to read for me the comments today. So thank you so much, everybody that has participated in the comment sections. We truly appreciate you and love you so much for being there. In the comment section, we were doing something that was really amazing. And I want to appreciate Jacob for doing that. Jake, that was a very amazing. Some of the things that we were talking about, they're actually highlighted in the comment section, and you can actually go through them and see the points that really stand out for you and how you can use them and how they apply to you. So it's very important. Also, I love, 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 love. I love this. Oh, I feel like a writer. I feel like somebody who's, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jake, for this. This is amazing. Some of the main highlights that we talked about, they are there in the comment section. And if you find something that really stands out for you, please do not forget to ask your question and leave your comment right there, and I will be able to respond. So see you on Thursday, same time, same place, same place, same media. Good night, everybody. Yes, it's been an hour, Victoria. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.